Loading. Welcome to the best show on Friday nights.
Fumble a bag, now I when I fumble a bag. Fumble a bag, now I when I fumble a bag. Act like you know how this goes.
Your hosts for the evening: Molly Dorst, Jim Beard, and Lefty the Video Jedi.
That was faster than I expected.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Nice and quick. Get speedy.
Bam, 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 bam.
I like that. Welcome, everybody. Today we are on Visibility Hack and talking all about permission to play. Fail.
Please,
Okay.
sir.
Please, sir, may I have another failure? No one's saying that. Yeah, no one's saying that. But yeah, so welcome to Friday Night Live. Here we talk about how to get attention to your mission, your message, your movement in an ever so noisy marketplace. And so, Lefty, I would love to get your initial response. What is your worst and your best failure?
Worst and best. Oh, okay. So my worst failure would have to be I was filming a short film at my house when I recently bought it. We moved in August of was it 2020, 2021? I don't even remember now. But we moved in. It was August. I was like, oh man, October is around the corner. I got to make a horror movie because I live in cottage country and it makes the perfect sense. Why would Lefty not want to film a horror movie in the boonies? And every single shot that required a green screen, which by the way, it wasn't even a green screen. It was, I also have like green morph suits in case I need actors in the shot doing things. Tell me how I did not capture any clean plates. So when I removed the green screen, it was just black blobs on screen. And I was like, oh no, I screwed up. There's no way we're getting those back. And I had to somehow, some way find I had to literally just cut all those shots out of the picture, out of the equation. And it left inconsistencies in my story, which really sucked. But I know now to never, ever, ever, ever underestimate like what you need to take when you're on set. What was the other one? The best failure?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The best failure. Oh, actually, that would probably be. I don't see now. Now I'm torn. I don't know if that's my best failure or my worst. Best failure. Oh, here's a good one. No, you know what? This is definitely the best worst. Okay.
The best worst.
Showed up to a client job with no batteries.
Oh, I have done that, and
Yeah.
it is awful. It really sucks. Like on a
Zero
scale of
batteries.
1 to suck, that is right up there.
Oh
I have
yeah.
done it.
And there was no Best Buy around. There was no there was no B&H, which Long and McQuaid, or not Long and McQuaid, Henry's is our equivalent of B&H photo and video. There was nothing around to get anything new. And I honestly just have to say, man, I'm I'm really sorry, but we're gonna have to reschedule this. And I offered a secondary video for them because I was just like, I'm sorry for wasting your entire day.
All right. So what's your viewpoint on now? I know already you play a lot.
Yes.
And I don't mean like he plays with his Tonka trucks, but he might. I don't know. What he does behind closed doors is up to him. But as far as his professional life, does he give himself permission to play? I have witnessed it. He does. And so tell me, in your opinion, Lefty, what does play mean to you?
Experimental. Go outside of your comfort zone. talk to other creators that are your first connections, and see if you can even, collaborate with somebody. You might not personally have the skills to do something, right? But you might have a solid idea in your head in which you want to get out, but you need someone like, let's say, a VFX artist, or you need someone like a 3D animator, or a CGI artist to bring all that to life for you. And I feel like when you give yourself the opportunity to experiment and try new things and test new things, even if they completely suck and even if they fail, you at least are training the muscle memory that's not having you do the norm, the everyday mundane videos of just like, hey guys, what's up? I just want to let you know that I love Tim Hortons coffee and I hope you have a fantastic day. Like, like we do that on a daily basis. That's not training muscle memory. Get out of the comfort zone. That's what I do. I find ways of doing things. I use like power tools when I'm experimenting. My Halloween video required air compressors and all this stuff, but just go at it, have fun. Don't be afraid to try new things, and if they do fail, at least you did it, you tried.
Completely agreed, man. And so, from my perspective, I completely agree. Like, play is just giving yourself permission to fail as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Right? Fail faster. Fail as
And
fast as possible. My favorite
fast.
teacher ever, my very favorite teacher ever, Larry Larson, rest in peace. He's amazing. And he was my teacher in uh, wireframing for like stop motion animation.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah. I've tried
he's
that before. It's very tedious.
super brilliant.
Yeah.
He worked with some of the most amazing directors in the world. He worked on Evil Dead, which is so
Okay.
freaking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Magnetic Entrepreneur. Thank you so much for stopping in, man. I appreciate it, and thank you for watching. And for watching, we appreciate you very much. Thank you guys for being here. Let us know. Do you give yourself permission to play? Do you give yourself permission to fail? And if you're not, what are you giving yourself permission for?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. It's important. So, Larry Larson, best teacher I've ever had. He's also the one that taught me, if you don't know what to charge, look at their shoes. Still cracks me up to this day. Because it's an expenditure that you don't necessarily need to go above and beyond. It's a want, it's a desire. You can get a pair of shoes that are going to last you just fine, but they don't look fancy. So if they go fancy with the shoes, generally they got, more to work with. And I always thought that was funny that he told me that. But the most important thing he ever told me was, if you want to truly be successful, triple your failure rate.
Yeah. Okay.
And I took that to heart, man. I wish I could get it tattooed on me somewhere. But
actually, no, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Oh, I was gonna say, who allowed me to play and fail more than enough times? I tried to get an interview today to just make it exclusive for Friday Night Live, but unfortunately I had to get lawyers involved, and it was I couldn't reach out to the right people, calling managers on the phone all day. But the people that allowed me to play and fail, who are also in the building tonight behind closed doors, is Mama and Papa, the OGs of radio and television, who brought me up, are here tonight. But again, due to conflicts and schedules and all that, they're not going to show their faces tonight.
That's all right. Does your dad have a beard down to his knees?
You would think so, but no, his is more
all of his wisdom.
Yeah. his is more salt and pepper, but more tapered and groomed, and looks fantastic.
I would love to talk to you about it, Mr. Magnetic Entrepreneur. I don't remember your name. Do you know who?
It's Rob.
Magnetic Entrepreneur.
Robert.
Rob. Absolutely. Wait, no, that's Robert J. Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, Robert. And we're going to have Robert on the show, by the way, next week. And my goodness
is right.
Talk about someone having a story His story is so intense. You guys need to tune in next week. It is going to be an absolutely stunning, amazing show. I'm so excited for it. But so triple your failure rate. So that's something that always stuck with me, and I've carried that with me because we're raised to think what failure is bad.
Very bad. Yeah.
You make a mistake, you better damn well not do it again. Yeah,
No,
shaky finger time, like that kind of thing. But if we don't fail, how can we get to what works? And what works faster than anything else is failing as fast as you can possibly go, because you're going to find the very best answer, because you're finding out, oh, that didn't work, that didn't work, that didn't work, that didn't work. Ooh, closer, closest. Yeah, got it. So you have to go through that process. And yes, you can get mentors and they can give you a shortcut, but even then your voice separates you from the crowd. So what works for someone else does not necessarily work for you.
Correct.
And thousands of people have learned that trying to copy Alex Ramosi.
I was just about to say.
Thousands have learned this. They go, oh, if I do XYZ, cash. It's like there was this South Park episode with the underpants gnomes. I'll never forget it. I don't watch South Park much. I watched it for like 3 seasons and I cashed out.
Oh, it's so good though.
Well, anyway, but the underpants gnomes had a 3-step process to profit. Step 1, steal underpants. Step 2, step 3, profit. And I always thought that was hilarious. But that's how so many people are running this game. It's crazy.
It's so funny. Yeah, that's so true.
Cheyenne, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you watching. And if you have anything to contribute, we would love to hear from you. Do you allow yourself to play? Do you give yourself that permission to play and fail? It's so important, because that is what differentiates us, because we're speaking directly to our market. There's a shot that people just hate this show, but we know they don't because of how many we've done and people are guiding us on what they like. So we're always adjusting. We're always course correcting, right? Because we're failing as fast as we possibly can. Okay. And yeah, sometimes it sucks. Sometimes someone's like, ugh, can't get that time back. And it's like, oh, I worked on this for so long. But then after you kind of catch your breath for a second, because it hits you. You go, okay, well, they didn't like that. Let's try this. And then they go, ooh, that was way better. Can you talk more about this? That's a nugget. You take that nugget, put it in line, put it in the equation. The next one, okay, we've got this nugget. It's kind of like a comedian. I respect comedians more than most people in the world. I think that they're absolutely incredible people and amazing salespeople.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine this. They go out every single night that they perform on stage. If they go out every night, they are failing every single time by design.
True.
So they go out, they try brand new material, and then bomb. And if they're super lucky, after 10 shows, 20 shows, 50 shows, 100 shows, they get one bit that's like, that one kills. I've got it structured right. I've got it narrowed down to where there's no filler. There's no needed anything. That is perfect. Cool. Put it in the process. Put it into the equation. Next, new content, new material. Fail. Ooh, that one kind of snagged. Refine. Put it in the equation until they get their what they call their tight 5. And their tight 5 is what they're able to go and book shows with, and then try and contend with the big names that are out there doing their thing. But even then, they have to earn their stripes. They have to put the time in. They have to earn it. It's a long process, just riddled with failure. And that's why I just have the utmost respect for comedians. I think they're absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah. I mean, imagine imagine
Am
being in
I
a
ever doing the X's and O's game show again? Yes, I am. I just need to get one extra person to assist me with it because it is a logistical nightmare.
oh baby. But
It is
imagine
so much to manage. I love that show so deeply. I want it to come back, but I have to have the help. I can't do it alone. I
but
had the ever so amazing Heather Murphy before, which if
mm,
any of you guys haven't checked out Heather Murphy, please do so. She's absolutely incredible. And she, without her, I couldn't have done it, period.
yeah. And I mean, like talking like imagine being a comedian. You
Mhm.
book a show, you get out there. Maybe there's 50 people in the crowd, maybe there's 100, maybe there's 200, and you completely bomb, you completely tank in front of a live audience, right? Now, you're afraid or not well, when I say you, anytime I use the word you, I'm completely generalizing. So you get in front of your phone and you're like, today is the day. I'm gonna record something, and you're just like shivering in fear, and you don't even want to touch your phone to push the record button, and then you're even more scared to push that upload button. But you know what the
Mhm.
beauty about it is that you don't have 200 people in front of your face. Yes, you have more than that, but at the very same time, not a single person might see that piece of content, which means it gives you the opportunity to keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it again
Mhm.
until more people happen to find it. And then when they do find it, you've really worked out that muscle memory in which you're able to now just hit them with the good stuff.
I love that.
Molly!
Welcome, the absolutely amazing, effervescent Molly Dorst.
Oh,
I smell like a campfire. Mm.
nice.
Okay.
It's the way everyone should smell.
It's how
Anyway.
Canadian- it's how Canadian-
Keep going. Keep going.
So, yeah, Rob, she is an absolute rock star. We're talking about Heather Murphy, who helped me out with the X's and O's game show. He was asking if I was going to ever bring back the show, and I said I need help. And I have known you for years, Robert. You're absolutely correct. I've known you since the beginning of that show. You were around right near the beginning. And I'm very,
I
very
have been
thankful
bugging
for
Jim
that.
to bring back that show in some way, shape, or
For a
form.
lot, I need help. I have to have help. And Molly has a lot going on. Lefty's got a lot going on. They're not doing it.
Okay,
They're just gonna watch the show and giggle.
let's be specific then. What kind of specific help do you need that we can maybe
I
have
need
people
someone
listening?
that is going to reach out to entrepreneurs, let them know about the show, and answer their myriad of questions. And
So
make
if
sure that
you
they show up on time and, essentially an appointment setter for a show.
So if you want to be a wrangler of entrepreneurs, we can help you accomplish that goal in life. Let us know down below and we will hook you up with the best beard in town.
Heck yeah.
So Molly, well, I didn't finish up. So I talked about failure, my teacher that I absolutely adore, triple your failure rate. Now, what does play look like in my business? So I'm going to give you some specifics to maybe help you out because you may say, well, what can play look like in my business? For me, that means I don't just stick to a template.
No,
Okay, I do a lot of video sales letters. I do a lot of video sales webinars, things like that, and I help clients out with that. Do I just have templates? I do have templates, but I don't stick to them necessarily if I have a compulsion or a feeling that something else will perform better for that particular client. I will play.
Yeah.
And that means I'll try new things. And yeah, it's scary. Sometimes it could fail.
Yeah.
And I just let my clients know, like, this is something I believe in. I know that it could have the effect that I want it to have and the effect that you need it to have in your business.
Mhm.
And then it works. And then that's a new thing that I can have in my tool belt to try. Do sometimes they fail? Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes they fail. And I make adjustments and I change it and then I make it work, period. but I have to allow myself the permission to do that, because if I just slipped into this works, stay in your lane, this works, stay in your lane, stay tight, tuck, tuck, tuck. Like if I went like that, I'd never grow.
Yep.
I'd never innovate. I'd never have, that's kind of what happens with like, VA graphic designers. You can get them for $5 an hour. And then if you're a really talented, expert, amazing graphic designer that's just killing it, that happens to live in the US or Canada, you're like, come on, dude. Like, of course my stuff's way better than that. Yeah, it is. But people can't see past that price.
No.
That sucks.
Yep.
So, but hey, Lefty, I have a connection for you for that help request, Cheyenne. All right, awesome. I like that.
Nice.
Sweet.
But-
Yeah, I was building a funnel a little bit ago for a client, and I was feeling that play. The client was all about play. The client's whole market is about trying new things, pushing yourself outside of the box, and she wanted that to come out in all of the assets that we were designing. So when I was designing her show and we're designing her funnel, we went, look at all these lovely ClickFunnels templates, and let's throw those out of the box entirely. Let's try something completely different. So what we did was we meshed the world of movies with the world of funnels, and we kind of push them together. So what I love about the movie world that I know we all love, storytelling from a visual perspective, storytelling from an emotional perspective. So what I ended up doing, it was all about athletes and high performance athletes. So I went and I interviewed a bunch of high performance athletes, mostly because I wanted the excuse to interview a bunch of Olympians. So we're getting their stories. We're understanding the emotion that would drive them to make the decision to join this program, to level up their skills as athletes. And we were able to weave that story in with this really cool visual and create this awesome funnel, all because we were allowed to play. If I hadn't have given myself the permission to play in that case, it would have been just another boring opt-in funnel. Like it wouldn't have been anything that really caught anyone's attention. It wouldn't have moved anyone from either a logical or an emotional standpoint. But because we pushed ourselves outside of that box, because we gave ourselves both permission to play and the permission to totally fail if this goes wrong, because we went out and said, we are totally committed. As Marley Jack says, we called our shot and we tried something different, and it worked, which was really exciting. But yeah, I felt that fear of failure and experienced that failure before too, but that's just as much fun to me. Don't you think failing is a little bit fun?
That is the next part I wanted to talk about, is that failing in play also makes it interesting and fun for us.
Yeah.
It keeps it different. It keeps it fresh. There's a new summit to seek. There's different things that you can try, and it keeps it fresh for us, right? So if we just stuck to a template, we're just like a factory. You're Chat GPT at that point. You're just pumping it out.
You're just reiterating what's already out there rather than creating something new. Go Lefty.
Yeah, sorry. And like speaking of play, right? But you just mentioning it, AI and all that.
Yeah.
We're not robots. We have, we have hobbies, we have interests, we have likes, we have all these things. Like playing doesn't necessarily, like what I mean from the robot standpoint is that, like, every time you pick up your phone, or every time you pick up your camera, or every time you pick up anything, it doesn't mean that it necessarily always has to be for work purposes, right?
Yep.
Just do something fun, something that you might not, have thought of, or like you just want to try something different. Me, I don't know if I'm going to do it this summer, but maybe by next summer, I'm going to build a 20-foot orbit lens camera thing in my backyard.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm going to test it out with a bunch of different lenses and get some macros, get some wides, get all that. But yeah, I'm going to run it off of a motor, and I'm going to just hopefully Home Depot that, right? But we'll see. It might be like the best thing since sliced bread, or it might be a complete failure. But at least I tried to do something that was a bit innovative and out of the box thinking.
Completely agreed.
Yeah.
And just it makes it so much fun.
It
And yeah,
does.
it's a little
It does.
scary. Yeah, because you're like, man, I just made money doing this. I just was successful doing this. I just helped somebody do this. Someone just said that I changed their business doing this.
Mhm.
And yeah, you incorporate the good and you leave the bad.
Yeah.
You know, if it didn't hit the mark, you got to change up. You got to keep it fresh. And you know, if I did the same exact VSL every single time,
Ah,
people would no longer seek me out. I'm always trying to better my last win.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to leverage and exceed my last whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And if I'm not doing that, that doesn't make me motivated to give anything really. It's
Yeah.
like, well, I might as well do something else if I can't keep doing that and
Yeah.
trying for that, you know?
I was speaking with a group of future engineers or engineers in training, and we were kind of touching on this same topic of giving yourself that ability to play and find joy in the process of fixing things and figuring out how things work. So these guys build things, they build bridges, they build cars, they build buildings, but that applies to your business as well. Whether you're building an email list, whether you're building a webinar, whether you're building out your connection machine to your potential clients, find that joy in creating it unique for you and the situation around you. So when engineers are building a building, they don't just start putting materials together. They scope out the land. They figure out what makes this unique place so special. What's the soil conditions? What's the rock conditions? What are the weather conditions? All of that. Same thing applies in your business. What is that marketplace? What is that landscape? Because when Jim builds a VSL for client A, those environmental, let's call them environmental factors, are not the exact same environmental factors that he had with this previous VSL client. Sure. So even though he may start out with the same template as a kickoff start, a starting point, just to make sure you get all of the essential information in there, the end product is going to be unique because of the starting content as well. And so engineers, that is so exciting to them. And what I really learned from them, I thought that was exciting, but what I really learned from them was how excited they get at failing. They purposely set up failure to happen multiple times in their workday, every day. And they get excited when it happens because they're pushing things to the limit. They're testing what works, what doesn't. And as content creators, we should be testing our content. We should be figuring out, if we want something to work, we got to figure out all the ways that it doesn't work. And that is exciting to say, wow, I just put out this short and it flopped. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something else. But it's not something that makes me, stay up all night worrying about, oh no, my career is over because only 3 people saw my short. Oh no. I look at the next one I produced, 20,000 views. Failure is not permission to stop. Failure is an invitation to keep going. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Pen drop.
Lefty, I saw your hand up.
Oh no, when you were talking about weather conditions, I did just the lick the finger for wind, like we're good, yeah. No, but to talk on that, it's like, yeah, sure, okay, use templates and whatever. Truly, what I guess the difference maker in terms of the VSL is it really stems down to the business owner that is so tight to the brand that doesn't allow the creator to actually create. When you let the creator create, you can have the same exact business owner selling the exact same product to the exact same audience, probably 9 times out of 10 for the exact same price. Why are the VSLs different for both? It's because one understood that we need to make some noise. We need to make a stink. I'm going to let the person who I hired have majority of the creative control because they're coming from outside of the box thinking. And then you have the other person who potentially fails and tanks because they were like, nope, this is my brand, this is my message, this is how I want it to look. And if it's not exactly like that word for word, I don't want it. Right. So it's and then the business owners at times, they look at us like we did them wrong. But you kind of have to look back and say, okay, well, yes, sometimes we did you wrong if we're bad at our jobs, but if you don't let us do our job, then we don't have room to play. We only have room to fail at that point. So let us play. Let us have.
I love that. Shout out to Dustin Valkema out there, Mr. CG Hacks himself.
Yes.
The absolutely incredible Dustin Valkema. If you guys haven't checked him out, I'll plug him every damn time. He is absolutely incredible. CG Hacks, check it out.
Oh yeah.
And also the greatest superhero photo shoots ever.
Yeah.
Oh, big time.
Incredible. If you guys have any superhero, kind of things that you're into, or you guys go to like cons, oh my God. Like he's going to take your con photos and make them ridiculous. But the things I want to talk about, seriously, is so good. It's so good. It's just one of those things where you look at and you go, oh, I should just stop at life.
Yeah, I am not. So I'm never touching Photoshop again.
Exactly. So massive shout out to you, man. And he's building some absolutely incredible stuff right now that's going to be insane.
Oh yeah.
But refocus, right? So I think that one thing we talked about was just, I think one thing that we don't really mention a lot is know the metrics.
Yeah.
And I know this is hokey, but I'm going to say it anyway. I say all sorts of stupid, weird stuff. So knowing your metric, you could be playing the game. And so I play Candy Crush every now and again.
Look at you go.
It's a stress reliever. Okay. They even put that in the title now. Relieve some stress.
Oh.
And yeah, so they're actually
they know their
playing
audience.
For that. I see you with your judgy eyes. But anyway, so I play Candy Crush on occasion, and they'll give you a goal at the top. Get these and these. Once you clear that out, you've won. And there will be numerous times where I just phase out and I'm just going. And I'm not realizing, oh, I'm doing something that doesn't matter.
Ah, yeah.
Know your metric.
Yeah.
Know what your goal is. Know the assignment. Understand the assignment, like Dustin said. Know your metrics. So if I had just focused on the goal, I could have done it so easily, but I was making it so much harder because I wasn't paying attention. I was just
And a lot of times we want to pay attention to what other people are doing because we think, oh, that's the kind of format we need to follow. That's what everyone else is doing. But we're not paying attention to what the metrics are that other creator is paying attention to. We're looking at the outside package without really understanding what we should be focused on. So I'm so glad you brought that up.
Know your goal. Know your metric. What matters to your audience? And that's the next thing I wanted to talk about was it's about them. It has nothing to do with you. So as long as you keep in mind, know your goal, know your audience inside and out, love your audience. They are amazing. You guys are amazing. We love you. And we want nothing more than to give you everything you need to be stupidly successful, like gold toilet successful.
Yeah.
And
like the toilet paper roll successful.
Sure. Whatever you want to do in the bathroom, all of it. And we want all that for you. And so we're constantly seeking, what do you think?
Yeah.
Do you want more of that? Did you like it? Oh, you hated it. Oh, okay. Can you tell us more about why you hated it? And you dig and you dig and you dig because you want to know your metric. Because if you're seeking the wrong goal, you're literally just, it's busy work.
Yeah.
It's literally, you have a hobby.
An expensive hobby.
It's an expensive ass hobby. And so don't make it an expensive ass hobby. Make it a business because that's why you got into this in the first place.
Yep.
That's what the dream is for, right? So don't get into busy work. Know your metric, know your goal, and know what your audience is seeking and how you can facilitate what they're seeking. And give it to them. Just plain and give it to them. It's not about you. And so if you can keep those things in mind, play and fail and just go as fast as you can. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? This one? No, that one? Oh, you like that one a little bit?
Oh,
Oh,
what about
cool.
this
Throw
one with
away
this
all
on it?
this and let's split this out. Okay, what do you think about that? That. And you just, it's a refine and delete over and over and over again.
And never forget that you cannot make everybody happy. And
And you shouldn't try.
if you only create to make others happy, you will never be happy. You will burn
That's
out.
kind of messed up, isn't it? If you only create to make others happy, you will be unhappy.
You won't,
Well,
because you
there's
will
one
find
of my-
yourself in a hole.
Very true.
You will find yourself in a hole of creating things that you don't actually care about. Like,
Yeah.
understand that, yeah, we do it for the audience, but we still have to have a bit of control, right? We still have to show up how we want to, when we want to, and we're not for everybody. And that is why people gravitate towards certain people over others. I sure as hell am not for everybody, and I'm okay with that. I am.
That's also what makes the people that do like you go, oh my God, I want to work with Lefty.
Sure.
Because they're
So-
like, dude, I'm all in, double down.
That's
Because of
Maybe
that.
no.
You're not trying to be everything to everyone. And you're allowing yourself that space to create.
Yeah.
And just, you're like, you're in the lab. Look what I cooked up for you. You like
yeah.
it? Nope. You hate it. Oh, bad. Okay. Let's try this one. Different concoction. Like you got to just always be playing.
I think I found the fine line between put out value and also like not care about what other people think of what I have to put out. I found that fine line, and because I'm at that stage now, like I almost, even though like there's always someone new, there's always someone watching, someone just peeking through the blinds going like, oh, there's somebody new that I can follow and talk to. But you gotta, when I create content now, it's almost like, I want to just do things for you, but for me. I don't know if that makes sense, right? I want to do it for you, but for me. But
Yeah.
when I say for me, I mean you, like, instead of showing up every day, showing up multiple times a day, right? Giving you half-ass of my energy. Or would you rather have me show up once every other week with a video that packs the punch of 20? Right? And that's a kind of where I'm steering towards. I just put out a video of my little mini documentary that I did earlier today that literally talks all about that. It talks about the changes that I'm going through, what led me to this change, and how I'm gonna, construct business and whatnot moving forward. But and at the same time too, is like, if you get into this, if you lose that gut feeling, that nervous, the butterflies, if you lose that butterflies, you know you're doing something wrong. If you can literally, like, you have the phone in your hand or you're looking at your desktop and you're like, you have your hand on the mouse and your index finger is literally shaking of fear, and you're like, oh, do I upload this? Is anybody even gonna like it? You're still doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
That means you care.
Yeah. There's a creator that I follow, Chris Ramsey. He does these amazing cinematic intros to videos about puzzles and magic. And I think his stuff is incredible in both respects. But what makes his content so unique is that he merges those two. And about a
Right.
month ago, he released a video that really hit home. And it was about burnout. And it was about seeing his creator metrics just drop and going, I don't know what the algorithm wants me to do. I don't know what we need to do, but our business is now struggling because we're not getting the same views and revenue that we used to. Yes, he does have multiple streams of income, as we all know we should. But what was interesting is that today he released a follow-up to that entitled his response. And he was reflecting back on the kinds of comments people had left him and the kinds of messages he got from that video. And people were saying, yes, there was a chunk of people who were like, yo, dude, I will help you with the super, like, Alex Hermosi captions. We'll do some shorts. We'll be good. Let's plug and play. I'll help you email. I'll help you. Like, we know all of those people are just going to flood his inbox. And then there was another group of people who were saying, with love and respect and kind criticism, saying, maybe if you cut out those cinematic intros, your watch time will go up and that will help your metrics. And his response was, no, that's what I love to do. That's why I'm here. I love to create magic out of random objects from my desk, different lightings, and I can bring you on an adventure with me with just those things at my fingertips. That is the magic I love. And then other people were saying, well, if that's your strength, then why don't you just make a channel about cinematography? He's like, no, because I want to talk about magic. I want to talk about the things that I want to talk about. And he is so unapologetically on that train right now. I am loving it. His stuff was great to begin with. He has millions of followers to begin with, but now he's staking his claim. Now he is saying, no, I am making this space for me and people like me. We are here, and if you don't like my cinematic intros, then go find another channel because there's enough of those out there. But if you're here for this flavor, then this is our space. And that's the kind of energy I want all of us to come out with. No matter what it is you do, if you help single moms, if you help virtual assistants, if you make VSLs, if you're just starting out, I want you to stake that claim and say, this place on the internet is mine. This place on the internet is ours. Boom.
Are you not entertained?
Oh, not.
Some gladiator references.
The awesome thing about it too is you don't have to have a crazy studio. You don't have to have crazy sound, lighting, any of that stuff. You have a camera in your pocket.
All right.
Pretty damn good one. A pretty damn
And yes,
good one.
Lefty's going to say, no, you need to hire some big fancy video.
Not initially. He'll agree with me. Not initially.
First step.
Actually, I was just gonna say we should make shirts that say hashtag don't look like Lefty.
Don't look like Lefty. I mean, initially, when you're getting started, just get started. Make a bunch of stuff. You know, initially, and Alex Hermosi talks about this, and you guys know that I'm on the Hermosi train. He talks about in the beginning, you should be buckshot. In the beginning, you're buckshot. And then you refine to laser focus. Right, exactly.
Or it's just floating around.
All right. Let me chime in for a sec.
Yes, please do.
Okay. There's always going to be the person that's going to say, you're not ready for this. You're not ready for that.
Yep.
Oh, I want to get to 10K and I want to hire a videographer. You're not ready. Okay, you get to 10K. Now you want to get to 100K. Now they're going to say at 10K, you're still not ready. Then 100K, you're still not ready. Then there's another reason why you're not ready. Do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
If you have $5,000 lying around and you want that video, go get your video. Go get the lights behind me. Go get the desk. Go get the slates. Go get the speakers. Do it all. If you are somebody that feels like they don't need that stuff to get your message across, then don't do that stuff. Put your money elsewhere. But I think I think there's there's so much subjectiveness behind this topic when people turn around and say, I'm not ready, or you're not ready, or you're this and you're not that. Like, yes, there is a time and place for everything. I, in good faith, knowing, the value of my production house, cannot bankrupt someone if financially you're not there. But how you show up on your videos, only you can dictate that. Nobody else can tell you how you can show up on your videos. If that means pull out a phone, pull out a phone. If that means pull out a $600 camera, pull out a $600 camera. You want an $8,000 camera? Go out there. I salute you. Go buy an $8,000 camera. How you want
Or rent one.
Or rent one for, $150 a day with a $5,000 deposit in case you scratch it, which is essentially like paying for the camera anyways. But but go do what makes you happy, right? Like, there, in the sense of not being ready business wise, I can agree to that. But subjectively on how you want your videos to look, no, do it at any stage of the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'm really inspired by what Jim was saying of like, just start. Like, if you haven't started yet, doesn't matter. I don't care about the $6,000 camera. I don't care about any of that. If you have a phone that can take video,
inevitably you'll get
crappy video off of your phone is better than you sitting around being silent.
Yes.
Because if you don't start, there's nothing to compare against. You not starting is the ultimate failure because you have nothing to test. You have nothing to say to your audience. You have nothing to say, did you like this or did you like this? Because you have neither of those options because you didn't say anything. You didn't stand up and share that message with the world. You want to start a movement, you have to first start by standing up, speaking out, and refining that message. Refining that message comes from practice, just like building our muscles, iteration after iteration after iteration. So do what Jim says.
Yes. No, I exactly. And to go back on that as well, because we were talking about two different things. So everybody watching, don't get it twisted. Starting and how you start are two different things. You need to just start.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest takeaway here. 100%. How you start is a completely different thing, which is what I was talking about in terms of don't let anybody stop you from getting the thing that you want for how you want your brand to look.
Yeah.
But
and for a lot of people, getting started by yourself with your phone is really intimidating, even though it's accessible technology. Having someone having gotten to work with Lefty, for example, and having a photo shoot and video shoot, even though I'm, fairly animated, whatever, but having that second person with the perspective of, we know what quality video looks like, and I know what kind of attitude we need to bring out of Molly. So that way I felt way more comfortable and I was able to bring out another level of my personality. And even if it's your very first shoot, maybe booking that videographer, booking someone like Lefty is really what's going to help you get rid of that headache, get rid of the I'm too this or I'm not enough this, and really help you see yourself through their eyes, through a different perspective, more like the perspective of your clients and your customers. They're looking up to you. They're looking to you for solutions. They're not looking for you they're not looking for your flaws, even though you're probably all consumed about those. So find someone. Yes, I completely agree. We always agree. We always just talk about it in different ways.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny. It's like we all say the same thing, but it all means the same thing. But to those of you, and I know a lot, and I know there's a lot of you that still think this way, and I want to just nip something in the butt quickly. Okay. When hiring someone like myself or someone like Jim or someone like Molly, the thing is that you look at something like this, or I have bigger cameras somewhere, but they're stored away. You look at something like this, and then you're just like, well, why am I paying for this when I have this? Right? Or that. Now, the difference is you're not paying for this or this.
Yeah.
What you're actually paying is for this and these. Right? You go to the eye doctor, it's going to cost you $10, $15, $20, $50,000 for a surgery.
Yeah.
We, as cinematographers, director of photographies, we see things that you may not be able to see.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're going to the eye doctor. And
It's literally like, I think we talked about this before, either last week or on book club. When you hire a videographer, you're hiring basically a translator, someone who speaks a different language. They speak the language of visual storytelling. So they're able to help you reach a new audience, just like if you had your VSL translated into Farsi, for example, to reach a new audience. Different language, different visual language. And so I like that idea. Going to the eye doctor.
Molly and I speak Klingon when we're filming together.
Shh, don't tell everyone.
Can you imagine?
I'm down. I'll do it.
Yeah, just learn Klingon. Jim, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it is you got to start, then you got to get the reps in, then you got to adjust, and then you upgrade.
Heck yeah.
And you can't really hope for full understanding of your voice when you're so focused on, I need to start, reps, adjust, and upgrade all at once.
Right.
Like if you want to get started, start.
Yep.
But if you're going to start and you're going to focus on upgrade, I think that you're splitting your focus when you need to just start. Get those reps in, get that muscle working, and inevitably, on that path, you will want to upgrade. You're going to look around you and go, oh man, Lefty's video looks sick. Like it looks so good. I want to upgrade to that. And then when you're ready, you're ready. But you need to find your voice first.
Yeah.
And that takes reps.
Yeah.
And you have to talk to your market, and that takes reps. And you have to fail and play, and that takes reps. And then once you get past reps, then you go, okay, I've spread it all out. All this is crap, and this is the thing that my audience wants from me. Not what they want necessarily as a general thing. This is what they want from me.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
And once you adjust, then of course you're going to want to upgrade and make yourself look fantastic and upgrade your studio and, take all of that more seriously. But initially it's just get moving.
Oh yeah.
And like last year, Jim and I ran the Live Academy, which is our program that teaches people how to run their own shows, do that as a way of generating great content to build that audience. And I was amazed at the questions we kept getting. So many students, they were moving, they got started, they were excited, they had ideas, and then almost everyone got stuck in the same spot. Tech overwhelm. It was thousands and thousands of questions. Okay, it wasn't thousands of questions, but it was a lot of questions.
They came in from the floodgates. We couldn't stop it. It was everywhere. They broke through the ceiling.
About tech. And we're like, they were expecting to pay really big budgets and they needed this and they needed that. When in reality, those were upgrades. That was next season. We were wanting to get people to just get started, build that habit of consistency. And then from there, you can look and say, oh yeah, I definitely need to upgrade that microphone. I definitely need a better microphone for the way that I'm using it. We had one person who moves around a lot. She does a lot of movement-based teaching in her show. So of course, a wireless microphone is the perfect upgrade for her. Yeah. Whereas we had other people who are much more in front of their camera. They have a built-in little desk, a little studio like Jay Lee. He's in the same place all the time. So his tech requirements are completely different. And when he upgrades, he has a different perspective to look at where those upgrades should be. But I found that so fascinating. And now talking with Lefty about, maybe hiring a videographer is the right first step for some people, or an early step for some people. Maybe sometimes a lot of those tech headaches can be pushed over to the side because Maybe you only need that gear for one day of shooting. You don't need to go buy it. You can hire a videographer to come in, handle all of that, so you can stay in your realm of genius. I think
Yeah.
that's kind of cool, because tech is something so overwhelming to so many people. It doesn't need to be.
No, you know what? It's funny because somebody came to me the other day, and they're like, my daughter's turning 9, and her birthday's coming up, and I want to buy her a camera, but we have a $200 or under $200 budget. So I said to myself, okay, I go, do you think your daughter's going to enjoy this camera? Do you think she's going to want to, potentially jump into taking videos and photos and the whole 9 yards? I love your little gadgets. Now, I said to myself, well, what can I find in and around that price? Oh, yeah. DJI has a lovely product called the Osmo Action 3 that retails for $349 US. And I said to her, this is my best option for your daughter. And I gave her 3 reasons as to why it is. Number 1, you're giving a 9-year-old a camera. Action cameras are meant for extreme sports, meaning she will never break it even if she tries. Okay? First and foremost. I also said, number 2, you're buying into brand new technology for today, and it will probably stand the test of time for the next 5-6 years minimum. So you are doing your daughter justice by buying this and spending the additional $150. And then she came up with the objection of, well, what if she loses it? And then I turned around and I said, very simple, insure it.
True.
Right? For a $300 camera, you're probably not going to spend that much on insurance. You could probably attach it to your already existing plan if you're a homeowner or whatever the case might be. And there you go. Voila, Bob's your uncle. And she was like,
your uncle.
And she literally was like, wow, this is fantastic. This is awesome. Thank you so much. And even to go further further down the line of that, to less complex tech, the amount of people that I literally helped with a phone in a window.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, a phone in a window. You don't need a lot, but you need to know what you're doing, and you need to have someone in your corner that knows what they're doing to make sure that you stand out and look fantastic.
Oh, that makes me think that, is playing more fun with others?
Naughty.
I don't mean that in a naughty way. I mean that
I know.
in the sense of building communities and building support networks within your industry and within the entrepreneurial space. Because, hey, when you connect with someone who's maybe a video expert like Lefty is, and they're part of your mastermind, they're part of your community, they're part of your support group, you get to serve them value, they get to serve you value, and you all get to grow together. Because I think in the entrepreneurial space, playing is fun, but playing with others is 10 times more exciting. It's like the Olympics.
Absolutely. And you don't have to always spend tens of thousands of dollars to work with somebody, but find a creator or 2 creators, or maybe at most 5 creators that you absolutely love, and find any way you can to support those creators if you feel like you are not ready for their big ticket items yet. Because the worst thing that could happen is a year goes by, and let's say you're just like, yes, I am so ready to jump on Jim's VSLs now. I cannot wait. I'm going to call Jim right now, and I cannot wait. I have the money saved up, and it's just all going to Jim. And Jim turns around and goes, sorry, man, I had to go out of business. I'm flipping burgers because I just couldn't sustain myself due to the lack of support when I actually needed it.
I love flipping burgers.
I mean, I'll do it on my own barbecue, but not for somebody else.
I bet you guys flip a mean burger.
Yo, come to the
I
country.
get mean when I flip burgers. Is that
Oh,
the same?
oh.
It's
These
just
spice
like-
I've never heard of.
But I guess the point that I'm trying to get at is that, like, you know, jump in once in a while. Maybe turn around and be like, hey, man, I have like $50. Like, is there anything that you came up with this month? Is there, or like, hey, I just thought of you. I want to send you out I want to buy you lunch. I wanted, like, you don't always have to go in with the idea of like, I'm just going to give this person $5,000 or $10,000. Like, supporting those, and it's perfect that, like, you know, Facebook has come out with the stars, and YouTube I think has stars as well. Is this, I think it's the same
Yeah,
thing.
Mark was explaining that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like these are like little tips. Like they're literally tips that you can give these creators just for making a video. I see Molly's reel, I turn around and be like, yo, sick, man, here's $5. I love that video. You know what I mean?
And even at the base level, liking, commenting, being part of that
Engaging.
community is essential. And I think
Yeah.
all three of us have used that strategy in the past. Well, at least I know I started out using that strategy and then realized I really enjoyed connecting with not only the creator, but also their community. And it became part of my kind of social environment. And I wasn't thinking of it as strategy for gaining visibility anymore.
Yeah.
And it really was fun.
You know what was actually really cool? One thing that Mark said, and I don't know if he's ever gonna watch this replay, but if he does, I'm shouting him out for this big time. He said last week during the business building book club session, he said that he has a stars budget, a monthly stars budget, where he takes like $200, and that $200 is strictly just to tip creators that he enjoys. And he'll give a star here, 5 stars there, 10 stars there. And some of these stars are literally just the equivalent of like a cup of coffee. Like don't think that, you know, you're making astronomical amounts of money. Sure, unless you end up getting like 1 million stars in a day. But
yeah,
the point is that even just to say, wow, man, I knew that video probably took you 2-3 hours to do. Go get yourself a coffee. Like the fact that he implements in his business strategy to buy stars to use for creators that he loves, just my heart melted. I was like, oh my God, you're a gem.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, to kind of surmise the whole thing, make it fun.
Yeah.
Make the environment easy to create content. Make it easy on yourself, right? Make it comfortable. Take away all of the hindrances, the blockages, the things that you go, oh, I just don't even feel like putting this together right now. Screw it. I'm just going to do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow never comes.
Exactly.
And give yourself permission to play and fail.
Yep.
Fail as fast as you humanly can. Reach out to your audience or others that you know and ask them what they think. And they need to be people that would be your ideal audience, not grandma, not Auntie B or whatever it is.
But you know what? My mom calls me almost every morning and she says, honey, I love that short video that you just put out. Like, she'll literally get the notification on the phone. She has the bell turned on. Love
Yeah.
it.
Well, she prepaid for all your content as you were growing up. So she earned it. And then next thing in line is keep your audience in mind. It's about them and for them, not you.
Yeah.
The only thing that's for you is you're figuring out your voice.
Yep.
That content you're creating is to help you find that voice, but it's for and about them.
Yep.
Okay. Love them. Love your audience. It's a basic thing and it sounds hokey, but like really care about the people that you're making content for, and it will show.
Yep.
And then our 4-step process that we talked about is just get started. Get the reps in. Adjust when you get feedback, and then eventually you upgrade.
Heck
And
yeah.
that's it. Get out there and fail your face off and play.
I love that.
Face plant everywhere. Just fail everywhere. Just want to see it all over the pavement.
That's
One
right.
thing that
You got fail all over your face.
what is that? You got some. You got fail in your teeth. What is that?
I got a little something right there.
Yeah, just right there. Like, to be honest with you, and I say that, I say this in the video that I just posted, so I don't want to give too much away in case you guys plan on watching it. But
I did watch it.
I spoke about, I created this space out of my failures.
Yeah.
Right? Boom. Does that not blow your mind? I created this out of the lessons that I learned. So if you want, if for those who haven't watched it, go to the channel, get further context on it. But it's about creating an area that you can actually be genuinely happy, that like my stairs are right here, and I literally walk down and I have the fattest smile on my face every time I just look at my spot. And I say it in my video too. It still does require at least one more facelift. And when that happens, it'll be the end. Yo, you watched the video? What do you think of it?
I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
You did a nice job. It was 10 minutes. It was easy to digest. And I thought you were very heartfelt. And I feel like you got your point across and your message across, and talking about your new video cadence and why you were doing that. I think you did a great job.
I think it was a very calmer lefty.
It was very, very Buddha lefty.
Buddha.
Yeah.
Well, I got a question for you guys. I saw this creator recently. He's a science creator, and he was working with a master glass artist on this really cool thing. Smarter every day if you guys want to see the glass blowing videos. But so this glass creator talking about how he fails to the bitter end. And I was like, wait, what does that mean? He's like, I fail as hard and as many times till I cannot fail again. And that's in each attempt. I was like, what? So what he does is, well, glass, when you mess it up, you can't go backwards.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So you could just stop right there and let that chunk of glass cool down, or you could keep failing and see what happens. Because failure is scary because it's unknown, but scary things are only scary until they are known. So I want you guys to bear with me for a second. I want you guys to imagine an egg in a frying pan. It's not your brain on drugs, but in that yolk is what we call your comfort zone. That's everything that's familiar. There's no point in staying in that comfort zone because your business is never going to grow. The edge of that yolk where it meets the white, well, that's the place we want to push. We want to push that comfort zone out, and we can only make that bigger by playing in the white of the egg. That's our fun expansion zone. It's only until we get to the edge where the egg kind of starts disappearing and we start walking on the edge of that hot ass frying pan. That's scary. That's where we panic. That's where we freeze. That's where we want to retreat. So I urge you guys, go make some eggs in the morning and think about that egg. Think about your comfort zone, pushing that out and using the idea of play. Giving yourself permission to play, to push that space bigger, to go explore the edges, to go push and tip your toe into failure. See how that feels, because next time it's not going to be as scary. And that's the picture I want to leave you guys with tonight.
I honestly should have queued up another cinematic drama moment. Jim, I don't know if you watched the replay from Thursday morning, but Molly went on this beautiful speech, and I just had Apple Music on, and I found the most cinematic, dramatic music, and I just held it up to my microphone, and it was like like very violent. Yeah. Oh, I wish I had that right there.
How did you guys like the new intro?
I liked it.
I love it. Well, I'm biased. I worked on it too.
Lefty and I whipped that up together today, and I
Sick
think it's
beats, bro.
beautiful.
Thanks, bro.
Sick
Epidemic
Go team.
Sounds. Use my referral link. Get 1 month free.
I'll freestyle over it next show. I won't do it. I'm
AI
awful.
AI voice generated and created by Adobe Audition.
That's it. That's it, exactly. And I'll just be like, I'll just animate that shit.
All right, my friends, let's wrap up this episode. Why don't we?
All right.
Jim.
Time's the only thing you don't get back. We appreciate that you spend it here with us, and we will see you next Friday for another Friday Night Live. We appreciate you as always. We love you guys. And let us know. Are you enjoying the content that you're seeing here? Is there something you want to see more of? And if you do, you better believe it's going to get delivered hot and fresh.
Oh, yeah. Like
Join
little
Lefty and I
sneakers.
Thursday morning, 7:30 Eastern, live or on the replay for the Business Building Book Club, where this time we're jumping into a brand new book, Super Fans by the one and only Pat Flynn from the SPI podcast. So we're going to learn a ton in that book. Feel free to join us. And of course, we'll be here, same bat time, same bat channel, for the best show on Friday Night Live.
Oh, yeah.
Bye, everyone.